Good morning, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Tuesday morning, July the 22nd. Taking a look at the charts this morning. Yesterday we had a crazy day, move to new all-time highs. It seems that we're doing that every couple of days. It seems we get a new all-time high on the NASDAQ and on the ES recently as well, which is kind of fun. Also creates kind of an area of uncharted territory, so that makes it a little bit difficult at times to chart, and you have to put a little bit more levels on the chart and see what sticks, so to speak. So, but anyway, yeah, the NASDAQ is really pushing higher, very, very bullish move. Looking at the big picture here, zoomed out here on the 30-minute chart, definitely want to see the low of day from yesterday. I would like to see that hold. That's this blue line right here, which lines up with the highs from about a week ago. So definitely want to see that hold, or at least the CPI high print. I think this area really needs to hold for further upside. If you look, you've kind of got a bit of a channel here. If we draw a trend line here, we have a bit of a trend channel, and I would like to see that stay. I mean, there's your channel, and we're looking at something like that. So if we break below, this thing is sitting in draw mode. There we go. If we break below this area, it means that we're getting out of this trend that we're in, which is okay. It's just something to be aware of. If we start to lose this area here, I think we look for some short-term shorts, if you will, down into some of these lower areas. This bright green area that I've got marked out, I think I talked about this yesterday, around the 23,080s. That is definitely feels like a must-hold area, and we could see a pullback into this area would actually be very healthy and would still be bullish, kind of reload and for another push higher. But in the short term, today what we're looking at is, do we break this trend? So if we zoom in here a little bit, since this is pretty much all uncharted area above here, I did put a couple levels here. This is kind of these lows that we had intraday yesterday. Here's another low from yesterday, and then that lines up with some of the overnight highs or relative highs. We've got some reactions here off the Friday high of day, coming in here in the overnight, and then right here, right now, this morning, we're getting a bit of a rejection of that area. So these levels may or may not stay here. This is very much short term, in the moment, and we'll see how the market reacts to those levels. But that's basically how we find what the key support and resistance areas are to take trades. Or that's what I do. So not saying that that's the right thing, but that's what I happen to do. So I'm really just going to see what the market gives us today. Honestly, again, I want to see this area hold and look for pullback longs. Again, I really like that idea, but we might fall below this area, and we'd start to look for some shorts and looking for kind of a reload. ES, maybe a little bit more clear. We are close to this hold area that I've talked about. I think that might have been yesterday as well. Really this high area around the 6330s. I do want this area to hold, and the big one here is around the 6310s. This is one I know I talked about yesterday. A lot of reactions here around the 6310s. I've got this bright green line here and here around the 63, 10, and 15 area. But I really want to see that level hold for this market to stay higher. And again, in the right here and now, I really would like to see this low, not really the low of the day from yesterday, but really the CPI high area, CPI low area. I really would like to see that hold for continued further upside, and at the end of the day, holding this area for sure. So again, like the NASDAQ, we're looking for, hey, what does this market give us? Definitely not having a huge bias. If we get opportunities for break and retests, pullback longs, we're going to take them. If we look like we're on a downtrend, we look for break and retest shorts. So pretty simple, nothing complex. Just trading what the market shows us that it's doing. That's really the game plan that I've got here today. Dow Jones and the Russell are both very much right back into this sideways channel, and I'm not excited about that. I'll be very honest with you. This bright green line here is kind of the line in the sand. This is an area I want to hold. If we lose that, you can see we had very, very clear rejection area. We turned that into clear and clean support, a little bit of rejection, a little bit muddy rejection here, and then we flip that to support. But if we lose that, that could set up some nice shorts. Whoops, I didn't mean to move that level. That was the low of the overnight session here. If we lose that level, that could set up a break and retest short into this PPI low or PPI high print. just the PPI print in general and down into some of these levels here. So something we'll be on the lookout for. Again, we are below yesterday's low of day. That is concerning. If the market continues to stay there, that could set up a break and retest short opportunity potentially. But again, we have to get through that level before we really take aggressive shorts to the downside, I think, on the Dow Jones for me this morning anyway. Russell, very similar. Not excited about this move back down, but again, we're in kind of a consolidation phase. It feels like the Dow Jones and the Russell are very much in consolidation mode. And so we'll just have to see what the market gives us here today. Again, here's the high of day from yesterday. Very much in line with this area up here on the 2270s. Had several reactions there. We just seem to struggle to break that, at least largely on the Russell, and we're just above yesterday's low of day, so we'll see if that holds. Again, this is kind of the big line in the sand for me on the Russell, is this area down here around the 2207s. I don't think I had that marked out yesterday. I was looking at that this morning, and if we lose that, we've got a high coming in here from back in early June, mid-June. If we break through that level, then we probably are going to see further downside, and we would also at that point have lost the daily 20 and the big daily 200 moving averages. So again, we might just chop around, and if the NASDAQ and the ES seem to push, if they push up higher again today, then we're probably just going to be trading this range. And I'm not that excited about that. I don't really like trading the ranges. Honestly, I don't do very well, honestly, because I typically don't get much of a move. So you get a little break and a retest, and you take a long position, and you just get a little bit of a move, and then it dies. And that's typically an account killer for me, and I want to just try to be aware of that and stay out of that. Not to say that there's not trades that one can take in this range, but for me, I have to be very careful and be willing to take profits quickly if I do trade that. So again, I really like where the NASDAQ is at this morning. I really do. I like this uptrending higher. It is typically a little bit easier for me to get into good positions. I did not take a NASDAQ trade yesterday outside of my eval accounts, but I may take something today if we get a nice pullback long or break and retest setup for further upside on some of these levels that we just marked out. I really like this trend, and that really has my interest today. So we're probably really going to be watching the NASDAQ, and we're probably going to be watching the ES because I do want this area to hold. And it looks like these two are definitely poised for more upside. And again, like I just talked about, Dow Jones and the Russell seem to be going sideways. Now, I say all that, and then something sets up that we really like. So, and I think there's a lesson for me. It's why I take the time to do this every morning is adjust the levels, look at the levels. Where are we getting key reactions? Has anything changed? And then that sets you up for an intraday if you start to see reactions around an area that you've marked out. If I see reactions around a level that I've marked out, I've spent the time to do this work. Now the market goes to a certain level, and it's a lot more easy for me to make a decision on, hey, do we have a break and retest opportunity at this specified level? So that's why we do this every day. Now, just because this is going sideways, big picture, Dow Jones going sideways, big picture, doesn't mean a very nice opportunity can't present itself if we've done our homework. So that's why I do this. That's why I do this morning video as well. It really helps me to be more accountable to myself, and it forces me to take the time every morning to do this charting and make sure that I've got everything marked out, and I feel confident in my game plan for the day. So anyway, bit of a rant there, but that's the day, and we'll see what happens today. We'll know more tonight. Hopefully this market continues to push higher. I like that. If it does not, then we take the opportunities that we get on the downside. So good luck today. Trade well out there. Have a green day, and we'll catch up with you probably tomorrow morning. Take care, and so long.